96.7 KCAL rocks. Here we go with some sports. And who do we go to? Our guy, Pep. We need to talk about this NFL scheduling situation. Pep, what's going on?
Hey, what is up, guys? Good morning. Yeah, the NFL always finding ways to make headlines. Even when we are not in season, it is still the biggest thing everyone's talking about. And this made-for-TV event, right, to release the NFL schedule for the upcoming fall. And we should preface this by saying, remember, it's now 17 games, so we get an extra week of NFL football coming up. And our first week, we'll touch on a couple games, but the first week of the NFL season, the very first game of the year, Thursday Night Football, it will be the Super Bowl champion Bucs hosting, I use the air quotations, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. That is your first game, guys, right out of the gate.
And I mean, I think that's good for Cowboy fans, but I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I thought maybe it would be like the Chiefs and the Bucs or something like that. I know that's pie in the sky, but something like that.
Right. And I mean, I will get it out there instantly. I'm an Eagle fan, so I'm not the biggest Cowboy lover. But I will say it did feel like throwing the Cowboys in that opening game just felt like a swing and a miss. It's like, why not throw the Packers Bucs? Like, that's the NFC Championship game rematch. Like, that would have been a much better game.
I know it's guaranteed ton of people will watch, though, right?
Yeah, 40, I'm leaning towards you because I thought it would be Green Bay. Like, what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? Is he coming back? And it'll be Rodgers versus Brady again. I thought that would totally play out well. But again, the Cowboys, even when they're not good, they're still relevant. There's Cowboy fans everywhere. I get that. I know that. So I guess that's why they put them in that first game right out of the gate. A couple other those big games in that first weekend of the NFL. We've got the Rams at home against the Bears on Sunday Night Football. We got the Raiders in Las Vegas, I'm assuming with fans, against the Ravens. That's a Monday Night Football game. And we got the Chargers on the road at the Washington Football Team. And again, 17 games. So we're talking about an 18-week regular season. More football for everybody.
More football and an 11,000 square foot nightclub in the north end zone of that Raiders stadium.
Right? I mean, teams are going to win 9 games, and that's going to basically be a mediocre 9-8 season.
Right
you
now.
You don't want that.
And then additionally, what does this do to records and stuff? I mean, I assume this is going to give them a whole nother shot at breaking sack records, interception records, touchdown records. That part kind of sucks a little bit.
10-7 probably isn't going to be good enough to get you in the playoffs.
Right?
It's funny you say that, 40. I'm like, 10-7. Oh, yeah, 10-7. That'd be their record. You can
that's
finish.
That's not going to be a good one.
Sounds weird,
but
that's exactly what can happen. And Patrick, you're right too. That's another thing. It's like all these, let's say, single season records, especially, right? The career marks, you can add to those numbers continuously. But those single season records, I mean, is there going to be an asterisk, a caveat, like, after 2020 they added a game? So this is the new modern record for single season marks. I don't know what that's going to look like, but you're right. That's a great point as well.
Is this just so they can get those young quarterbacks to hit some big record marks with an extra game in a season so they can all be like, look at them, they're taking over the record books?
Yeah, it's incredible.
And what about all those incentives already built into those contracts? If you pass for 30 touchdowns or 40 touchdowns or rush for 1,000 yards, like, well, we got an extra game now. So do you have to modify all those contracts?
Well, they get another shot to get that money.
I'm sure those owners are going to figure out a way to be like, well, technically.
I have a guy who does numbers.
Right.
A couple other games, guys, for the Rams. They are going to host the Buccaneers, so the Super Bowl champions are coming to L.A. to play the Rams. The Rams are also going to play the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, I'm assuming Tim Tebow at this point, so we'll get to see them. And the Rams are also going to go on the road to the Lions. So it's going to be Jared Goff against Matt Stafford, the two quarterbacks who switch teams going head-to-head in the Motor City.
I like a lot of those plot lines.
Matty Stafford going back to Detroit.
Yeah, that's cool. And the Goff thing, I love it, man. A little football with a little story. Perfect.
Those are the ones I get into, right? Especially for games that I normally would not, follow that closely. I'm like, I'll watch that one. I want to see how those games play out. And speaking of drama, we got the Buccaneers going to the Patriots. Tom Brady going back to New England. I know they're the Super Bowl champions, and that kind of trumps everything. But to beat New England head to head, that would be pretty special.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, New England has spent a lot of money this offseason doing a lot, but they still have the same quarterback, it seems like.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, so there's some real juicy games. I know when they build this schedule, they do it for a reason. And, some of the divisions are already scheduled to play each other, but sometimes the stars and the moon line up, and we get some of these great matchups for this upcoming fall season for the NFL. Guys, let's move to the NBA, because here we are, home stretch. This is it. Final week of the regular season, 2 games to play. The Lakers still number 7 in the Western Conference, meaning they would be in the play-in tournament. But if they can catch Portland or Dallas, because they're only a game back, they need the Blazers or the Mavericks to lose here in these last couple of games and the Lakers to win out to get a chance to not be in the play-in tournament.
I'm hearing that LeBron is coming back. Unless I'm wrong, I heard he's supposed to be coming back tonight.
Tonight? He didn't play last night. Him and AD set out last night when they hung their banner.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, so he was supposed to come back the other night against the Knicks, didn't play. And then last night against Houston, they did beat the Rockets shorthanded. AD didn't play. LeBron didn't play. They raised the championship banner. And 40, they raised the banner. Maybe it's to remind everyone, guys, we are the champions. Until somebody beats us, we're the champions. Let's play like that these last couple of weeks.
Hey, and they're right. And all they got to do is get in the dance. And then once you get in the dance, then they can wreck shop. Then LeBron will pull out all the stops, and he doesn't care anymore.
Kendrick Perkins made a great point today by saying, look, the team that has struggled with the Lakers has been their role players because AD has been hurt, LeBron has been hurt. So a game like last night where those two guys sit out against a team like the Rockets where, let's face it, we're probably going to beat them anyway, let the role players start getting back in the game. Like, that's what they need right now.
That does make sense.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it was a blessing in disguise for the Lakers for all these role guys to feel important, build some confidence, do their thing, and then get LeBron and AD back. But that's the big caveat there is when they come back, will they be healthy? Will they be 100% or at least close to it to get them through the playoffs? Because, LeBron was hurt. He came back just for, a little bit. Then he got, he's missed, I think, like 4 or 5 games now again. So that's the thing. If they're healthy, they're good to go. If they're not healthy, this might be a mess in the playoffs.
I think LeBron thinks he can turn it on like he always does.
I think those guys will be healthy. I think it's going to come down to the role players. Can the role players get it done?
Yeah, we've talked about this before, so inconsistent, all those other guys. So if you're a Lakers fan, keep an eye on Portland, keep an eye on Dallas. They have to lose these last couple of games, and the Lakers need to win to not be in the play-in tournament. And that'll just buy LeBron and AD a couple extra days to heal up and get, more healthy for the playoff run.
I just checked on that, and it says that LeBron is supposed to return Saturday. So they decided the ankle.
And depending what Portland and Dallas do, maybe they don't play him. Maybe they're like, okay, we're going to be number 7. Forget it. Or, hey, Portland, Dallas are losing. Let's go all in. Let's try to not play those extra games. Let's just be number 6 in the Western Conference and forget that.
Well, we're getting close, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
NBA is getting exciting.
Yeah.
We're getting that ramp up now.
A little bit of Laker drama. And finally, guys, the big Major League Baseball news this week was the Oakland A's getting the permission, the blessing from MLB to potentially leave Oakland. We saw the Golden State Warriors leave Oakland for San Francisco. We've seen, obviously, the Raiders go to Las Vegas. And the A's are trying to get that new ballpark in Oakland. It's just the wheels are turning slow, a lot of red tape, and now they're looking elsewhere. And it looks like Las Vegas could be a possible destination. There's all these other, Portland, Nashville, all these other cities, man. Oakland might lose all their pro sports teams.
Let's not forget the real Oakland representative, Marshawn Lynch, walked into the city council meeting and said, look, we lost all these teams. The Raiders, the Warriors are leaving. Best not leave the A's. And he walked out.
Yeah.
See, that's probably he walked out.
He
left himself.
They're like, okay.
Well, he just left.
And see.
Literally everybody's leaving Oakland, including Marshawn.
Yeah, how much
Lynch.
longer until Marshawn's out of Oakland?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if anything plays out from this, but it sounds like it's just leverage that the A's do want to stay in Oakland. They're just putting some pressure on the city to, make it move a little bit faster to get that new stadium to stay in Oakland.
Is Salt Lake City a real threat? I'm going to move to Salt Lake City. Go.
Nah. Well, they got AAA baseball in Salt Lake City. I feel like it's a AAA town, if you know what I mean. Oakland's a big market town, so.
Yeah.
They got the Jazz. They got a soccer team over there, too.
They do. They got Real Salt Lake. I get that. They got the Jazz. I get that.
Oakland to Salt Lake City. No way. No way. Pep, tell me how to get your stuff.
Hey, it's Inland Sports. Check us out all over social media, the Inland Sports YouTube channel. If you follow local sports in the IE, we're the place to check out.
Thanks, Pep.